What up? My name is Machine Gun Kelly. I'm a 21-year-old kid from Cleveland, Ohio, chasing a dream. Got a great fan base, cult fan base, and I got a mixtape out that changed my whole life, and it's called Lace Up.
So how does a 21-year-old kid from Cleveland end up opening for Diddy in Atlanta?
That's a good question. I just turned 21 like a couple days ago too, so it was kind of like a birthday gift all in one, so that was really cool. So I think just our fan base is just so strong. I mean, especially like Midwest based, and then like our movement is so. I mean, like, it's a very underground movement, but the music is so universal that I think. I don't know. All this stuff is just cool and new to me. So
So when did you start rapping?
When I was 14.
Okay, so you've been at it for a while.
When I was like 19, 18.
Yeah. So do you get a lot of flack being, a white guy breaking into the rap game? Of course, they gave Eminem a lot of flack, but he sold a lot of records too.
Not really, because I had a good street credibility before I came out. So I had like my hometown credibility was very good before I started off the whole process.
So when you were 14, were you just putting out mixtapes or doing shows, or how did you actually get started?
Battling, and it was almost like, I hate the comparison, but it was a lot just kind of like the 8 Mile thing. Coming up battling, just earning your respect that way. I couldn't really fight that well when I was a kid, so. I was choosing to fight with my words instead.
So battle rapping is pretty big in Cleveland?
No, this was in Denver. I moved to Cleveland when I was 15, and when I was in Cleveland, that's when the whole battling was just whack. That was when that phase kind of faded out, like 04, 05-ish, so.
Well, they say a lot of people that are good battle rappers don't know how to transition and make records.
So that's why I was glad I transitioned out of that when I was young. So I built myself as a great songwriter as opposed to a battler.
So what was your first release that actually started getting you some attention?
The upscale of my career started when I won the Apollo, and I was the first rapper to ever win the Apollo. And
that's a tough crowd, right?
Yeah, so tough. Yeah. But I won first place twice, so that was crazy. And then I had a release called 100 Words and Running come out, and that's when I had my home city stamp of approval. Then started getting a lot of love from radio. And then we started doing shows. We just had this reputation of these crazy live performers. And then Lace Up came out, and that was a mixtape that changed everything. I had a song on there called Cleveland that the Cavaliers come out to at the Q Arena, so that's huge. And a lot of other cool things. I had just a lot of personal issues on there, so people related.
So you think your success is due to the fact that you're speaking on things people can relate to, rather than just the typical?
Yeah.
Because it seems like rap has gotten very stereotypical.
Champagne, hoes, and weed.
Yeah. So what's some of the topics that you speak on?
I speak on a lot of, there's different issues on Lace Up, it was more motivational. So definitely kind of like that whole underdog tone. There was things on there from like heroin addiction to issues with just growing up kind of like in a loner phase and stuff like that.
Well, I know you said you don't like the 8 Mile comparison, but did you have a similar kind of background to Eminem?
I don't like it. It's just I don't want to be
categorized
like that. But me and Eminem have such a different voice that I think it's impossible. He has kind of a the nasally, that's my idol. But I have a deeper, raspier type voice. So, and we have the same kind of fans, meaning they both just look at us as this scapegoat, kind of escape from everything. So.
So do you have Eminem has kind of that cartoony side too? Do you plan on kind of inventing other characters, or are you more reality based?
Yeah, I think I'm more reality. I think on camera, I think just with my friends and stuff I'm like that. On stage and shit, I'm I think I'm all that. I think I'm cartoony in real life. I just think on records and stuff I can't really do that. M did that so well that I can.
So based off of that mixtape, you've been getting a lot of attention from labels and people trying to sign you? Or?
Yeah, we got a bidding war going on.
Oh, nice.
And so there's this there's all these rumors of who I've signed to and stuff like that. So I just think the ink hasn't dried on anything yet. So it's pretty much just the bidding war between all the top 5.
So as of right now, you're just in conversations with a lot of people. So what's the deciding factor? What are you looking for in a situation?
I can't compromise my movement for money. And much less for money than for the label's idea of what a single is to them. So I have a tattoo on my stomach I have an anarchy tattoo on my stomach. So I'm kind of anti-establishment. So whatever is willing to push those boundaries and take those risks. You know, my image and my name, Machine Gun Kelly, off rip is just a risk. So, you know, whoever's willing to take that risk in the most proper way and not try and change it up too much is one of.
Well, a lot of people are just sticking independent. I mean, do you think a major deal is the best situation for you at this point?
Because of the position that we're in, because we did have a bidding war going on. You know what I'm saying? Because
you gotta get the money while you can.
It's not really the money. It's just like I don't really make that kind of. I don't really, you know, despite the fact that I came up in the underground and stuff like that, I've never really made underground music. I always made commercial music. I've always made like very friendly music and very universal sounding music. So I think it's been expected. I mean, like, you know, my music was sounded like it's supposed to be on a major label since Lace Up dropped. So I just think that I would rather my movement be spread to the world than just a couple of states.
So when you talk about your movement, is your movement representing Cleveland or
no,
who are you representing?
Movement, you know, like there's hundreds and hundreds of kids, if not thousands of kids that have Lace Up tattoos. You know, I mean, I can now honestly say I've shut down a mall before. I shut down a mall in Canton, Ohio.
I mean, who would you say your audience is, or who are you speaking for? What kind of person is?
More like troubled youth.
Yeah.
The voice of the voiceless.
Definitely. So you ended up out here. Is Diddy one of the labels interested in signing you?
Yeah, Interscope and all that.
Okay, so are you doing the whole tour with him, or you just did the Atlanta date?
We've done 2 days with him.
Okay. So what else do you have coming up as far as tour dates or releases?
I've been on a Lace Up tour since January. Okay. So I finished it all off on. We just got informed that we sold out the House of Blues back home in Cleveland. And you know, that was something that we chose to do ourselves. We bought the House of Blues ourselves that night. Ended up selling out weeks before the date, and so it all culminates on May 7th. Tomorrow, like we do Bamboozle on Sunday. You know, so we're just making the rounds. We're just really putting on.
So May 7th is House of Blues in Cleveland. So how do you feel about LeBron leaving?
Fuck that motherfucker.
No love for LeBron?
No love.
I mean, it seems like Cleveland hasn't really had any big breaks as far as big names coming out of the city. You think that's helped you as far as?
Hell yeah. LeBron leaving was the best thing that ever happened in my career. As soon as he left, motherfuckers were like, at least we got him. You know what I'm saying? I was cool with that because I had to step up to the plate, and I actually had a concert at the House of Blues for a private party that night, so I got to witness the mayhem downtown of all the crazy shit. But you know, just between social media and all that stuff, you know, all the kids were just like, whatever. But like people think it was just basketball. It was an economic thing. You know, he fucked the whole economy up in our city. So I mean, I don't even watch basketball, so I don't give a fuck. But
how did he fuck the economy up?
Oh man, he put families out of jobs. He changed the whole downtown landscape. You know what I'm saying? So all that stuff. So, but big ups to him for being able to even have that power. You know, I hope that I can say I have that power one day as well.
So you don't feel like if let's say you had been in Cleveland for 7 years working and you had not achieved like what you wanted to achieve, you wouldn't go to another market and try to make it happen?
No, because his legacy, because that's what a legend, like that's what a real hero does. A hero stays when he's most needed. Cleveland is the #1 poorest city in America. Us in Detroit fight back for each other every year. It's a motherfucking fight. That's the only credit we got, being the poorest. So, you know, so we needed him. You know, family needed him. You know, he was a face. Like we were all proud to drive downtown and see that giant, this infamous, you know, board downtown of his face going like this. So
are you finding that people are more open to a white rapper now than before?
I think certain ones.
Especially, I mean, now we have a black president. Do you think that the color lines have become a little bit less important?
Yeah, I think that I push the boundaries though, because I also have a street presence as well. You know, I'm not a gangster or anything like that, but I put, you know, my whole background and, like, you know, the friends I carry and the neighborhoods we grew up at that Cleveland's known us for. You know, I come from where I gained my respect in Cleveland. You know, so like a real Cleveland motherfucker can never, you know, down my uprising and stuff like that. You know, people have witnessed me come up from like a 15-year-old with like Backstreet Boy bangs and shit to being who I am now. So everyone's proud, you know. So I think that is hard to accomplish. But most white rappers just take like their lane to whatever is easy for white rappers, you know. So like, I do college tours and shit like that, but don't get me wrong, we still hit those high schools back home in the hood and shit like that. We still do shit just like me and Travis Porter put on a mixtape. So of course, what do you think you think Travis Porter's playing in front of, you know, right. Like, so it's like, I go out there and earn my respect. DJ Drama's birthday party tonight.
So are you finding that your fan base when you go and do shows is pretty much mixed?
Yeah, definitely. Hell yeah. But yeah, hell yeah, definitely.
Cool. Well, anything else you want to plug, or I guess we gotta wait till you sign your deal before you have an actual album release?
Yeah.
Any final words for the labels that want to holler at you?
Lace up to you, face up. You labels want to sign me, get one of these tattooed on you. Get one of these tattooed on you, and remember all my crew, remember all the people in my crew's names. Because I don't roll nowhere without my family. And you better know what this means too. EST. Is that the side? Oh yeah, it's right there. I don't go nowhere without my family.